Yeah. That's too easy. Yeah, we got to be more creative. To be honest, it all depends on the rules. There's no one rules. Dribble rules. If it's unlimited, you gotta remember everything. Though. Same thing. 2 3 dribbles. Same thing. Everybody else play. They both put their back to the basket. One has a, depending on which mic. They both put their backs to the basket. 80s, 90s mic. Then he has a clear advantage because his first step is just unreal. Let's play. So just say the best version of both of them. Which one's that one? For one-on-one or just NBA for the 30-year-old Mike or the 80s Mike with the first step that's just gonna dunk on everything? Now the 8 Kobe, you want the 2-4? I'm gonna go 8 and against the one before the championship Mike. The 90s Mike? Like 89 chains? Him, the gold chain Mike. The chain 40.
Well, guys, Dame Dash texted me yesterday after our reports, and he told me
I didn't lose everything. Talk about.
Well, we won't get into that, but what he did tell me was we should be focused on the positives in situations and not be used to take down our culture, make the real ones look good.
Oh, wow. That is interesting. Did he focus on the positive when Jay-Z was going through his situation? When they was coming in, Jay-Z? I saw him doing a lot of interviews, not focusing on the positive.
Oh, when he was on the couch?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to take some time because of that to give...
But what's negative about it, though? It's a story. It's factual. It's a story you reported. It's not like you made it up.
I didn't make it up. It came from documents. But, everybody's entitled to their opinion when we talk about stuff. When we
very teachable moments.
Very a lot of teachable moments.
And maybe he feels like people only, because he had sent me a song prior to that, and I didn't report the song up here, but I don't do a segment on new music. Yeah, so he has a song that he had sent me. Let me pull the song up. I got the song. He gonna really be like it's just negative now. No, so the song is it's something that he with the Black Guns Freeway and Nicky Licky. So he sent me that or whatever, but the last time I talked to him, I hit him because, I want to talk to people before I report certain things. When I reported those documents that we talked about yesterday, I just sent him and said, hey, let me know if you want to respond to this. And he's not talking about that. He doesn't want to, but his response was, don't just be used to take the culture down. Give people their big ups.
He definitely has bigged up his network, the American News Network. But I also I think he needs to practice what he preaches, because it is interesting that when James is going through his legal situation, he definitely took that opportunity to speak on the negative.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but he would probably say, I was just reporting what was out there. I was just talking about what was out there. So was you, so were we.
Actually, and it wasn't just what was out there. I received the documents, I read them myself, because anytime I speak on Dame Dash, I know that it's a personal thing for him because of how people try to frame the conversation. So I do a really different due diligence because I know how, and personally, he'll reach out to me. So, but anyway, I said that to say, I want to take some time to give it up for a real one right now. Roxy Diaz just announced a new job. Congratulations to Roxy.
Popping up those bombs for Roxy Diaz?
Yes. So per the Hollywood Reporter and Roxy herself, she posted it as well. She will be co-hosting the American Gladiators reboot on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Yes. Now this reboot coming to Amazon Prime, they like the old show. They got together a bunch of different people across sports, and they're going to be doing a bunch of different things. But they're going to keep some of the original class, and she'll be co-hosting with WWE superstar The Miz and Chris Rose from NFL Game Day on the NFL Network.
And that's why Rock's overseas, right? It's not based in the U.S. Right? Yeah, she's shooting in France. That's why she was at the BET Awards.
Yes.
She's filming that in France.
That is the gig that people were dragging her about not being at the BET Awards for. But sister, get her money. Congratulations, Roxy. Yes.
That's a big gig.
It is.
And you got to focus on your now and your future.
Exactly. Especially in our industry, okay? John's being cut. And also speaking of the BET Awards.
Real quick, a production like that can't just change its dates.
They won't.
You there, you're not.
Yes.
It's not 10.
They want to. Yes.
Yes.
They will not change it. Speaking of BET Awards, Kai Cenat, he spoke out about not recognizing Wale. Let's take a listen.
Wale.
How many subscriptions do you have? Probably just Netflix and sort of thing. All right, it's saying you have 13 subscriptions, which is costing you around $260 a month. What? You can cancel the ones you don't want right through the app, and it can even help you try and get a refund.
And Byron, Becky Lynch with a very astute point.
Hey, what's up, Jason? I already paid for the takeout. I just need you to send me your half. I'll send it to you right now. This is just a hint to Bridget. Well, you know, Bridget's always going to make that in body. You just press the button and bam, $25 to $250 your regular Jason. And you can pay that when you can, either with your next paycheck or you can request a free extension. Jason, can you please just send me your half? Bridget, bro, if you need help making things move, talk to Bridget. Jason, where is my money?
Well, you can feel the excitement the moment they brought out the ladders before this show started. There is a big fight feel right here in St. Louis.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, so Wale, I hope he didn't take my interaction personally. How can you blame me for just being who I am?
Tamina, perhaps the most dominant superstar in this match. And I guarantee she is not fazed by taking on 4 different opponents in a ladder match.
From the Pacific Islands, Tamina!
This is a milestone moment that is being watched all over the world.
And Tamina is hoping to live up to her family's legacy. She wants that briefcase. She wants that title. It's in her blood.
Mela is money, and she is as confident as ever.
Yes. Making her way to the ring from Staten Island, Carmella!
Byron, Carmella's made a couple of good points recently, saying, I was the last woman drafted in the WWE draft last summer. How big of a chip is on her shoulder?
Oh, she's got a huge chip on her shoulder. And also, don't forget, Carmella has had some major victories lately, so she has all the fuel you could need heading into a match of this type.
Natalya, another superstar who walks into this match thinking she has legacy on her side tonight.
Per the Hollywood Reporter and Roxy herself, she posted it as well. She will be co-hosting the American Gladiators reboot on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Yes. Now, this reboot coming to Amazon Prime, they like the old show, they got together a bunch of different people across sports. They're going to be doing a bunch of different things, but they're going to keep some of the original classic challenges that they had them do, like the gauntlet, the hang tough, the eliminator, and she'll be co-hosting with WWE superstar The Miz and Chris Rose from the NFL Game Day on the NFL Network.
And that's why Rock overseas, right? It's not based in the U.S. Right? Yeah, she's shooting in France. That's why she was not at the BET.
Yes.
She's filming that in France.
That is the gig that people were like dragging her about not being at the BET Awards for. But sister, get her money. Congratulations, Roxy. Yeah. It is.
You know, you got to focus on your now in your future.
Exactly. Especially in our industry, okay? That's good. Now, also speaking to BET Awards,
a production like that can't just change its dates.
They won't.
You there, you not.
Yes.
Not tell you.
They're gonna, yes. They will not change the dates. Speaking of BET Awards, Kai Cenat, he spoke out about not recognizing Wale. Let's take a listen.
Wale, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, so Wale, I hope he didn't take my interaction personally. How can you blame me for just being who I am? I'm young. I'm young. Let me go see. This song. In 2011, I was 9 years old. 2011?
Kai nice and nice. Like, get on Kai's beat. Like, it's not that serious. He didn't know who Wale was. So what? Yeah, he doesn't disrespect. That's the only thing. He wasn't disrespecting about, you know?
Yeah, and also, too, Kai didn't recognize a couple other people as well. He didn't know who Robin Thicke was.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's it.
I know Kai had a respect for dude, because he really don't be knowing these people to still be showing up. He's like, what's up? How you? Can you see me? Yes.
You don't just walk away.
Even on the screen, we were talking about Wale. He said, yo, let me go do some research.
Yes.
And that's what made him go. He said, yo, chat, what's the song from him? Everybody was saying Loaded Gospel.
Yes.
And he was looking, he was like, oh, I know that song.
This is nothing personal. It's nothing personal.
I think we were talking about this movie.
I was 9. But that's
honestly, that's how you know Kai is like. I mean, we already knew Kai was like big and such a conversation piece, but yes, people are still talking about this. His videos are still trending from the stream, and you know he's doing his thing. So that's what that's doing. Now, in other news, making a very different segue, Antonio Brown is wanted for attempted murder. For that attempted murder. Now, there's a warrant out for his arrest following that Miami boxing match incident where there was the shooting that took place. Now, law enforcement sources are saying that they're seeking to arrest Antonio Brown on the charge of attempted murder stemming from that incident that happened back in May. At this time, there's no update on whether he has turned himself in on this warrant or anything of that nature, but the warrant is out there.
Ready to lose the hat and regrow the hair? With sprays by Hims, you can regain your hair and your confidence. Our sprays are powered by clinically proven ingredients like minoxidil and finasteride. You'll thicker, fuller hair in 36 minutes. New treatment is 100% personalized as our hair goes and comes at an affordable price that works for your budget, so you can step out with full confidence. Pass off your hair growth with treatment that works for you. Start today at Hims.com.
We got the wire, center of the ring. This is where you need to be.
Looking for him, and yeah.
I tell everybody all the time, you can own a firearm in different states, but you have to know the laws, right? So in some states there is not a truth law, meaning if you got away from being in trouble or being that your life was, that you thought your life was being I think so.
There was a lot of running, a lot of shuffling, and a lot of things happening in that video. But according to reports from the Washington Post and from another reporter, there is an unnamed victim who allegedly met with law enforcement and claims that AB opened fire at him following that physical altercation, which prompted the warrant for his arrest. And reports also state that the warrant required a $10,000 bond and required Antonio Brown to remain under house arrest pending trial. Yes. It is.
I want your name like no attempted murder.
At all.
It's going to cost a lot of money.
You're not going to talk today? You going to go today?
Yeah, I will be headed to court today. We were there this week.
Break down what happened yesterday.
Well, we ain't got a lot of time, but I will say, yesterday on the stand, Jane Doe, they finished her cross-examination and re-cross-examination. And I know that she's speaking to certain charges like the trafficking and coercion and force and those things, but I really don't understand why she's on the stand. Like, a lot of her testimony is just so flip-floppy. Yesterday on the stand, she actually admitted to being okay with the freak offs as long as she was getting what she wanted from Diddy, which was time, attention, be treated like a girlfriend, money. So all the things they're trying to prove with, like, okay, you got to be paid, you got to be saying that you're going to be exploited for certain things because you're doing certain things. She's like, well, I was okay with that as long as I was getting what I wanted. So doesn't that look really vengeful for her to the jury?
And didn't she also say, right, following the casting assault video, that I never seen him. He never act like that to me. I never seen him act like that at all.
So she did say that, but then they actually did get into a physical altercation after all the casting stuff. But it happened one time, and it was, I don't want to say it was mutual combat because, you know, they'll argue that a man's strength is stronger than a woman, but she did, she slammed his head into a counter, and then the back and forth happened physically.
He
slammed his head into it. Yes.
Yeah, this don't seem like a good need for prosecution. It's just like they need to put a bunch of scoring doors on the
Now, J.Lo also said something that she was in Vegas one time and she ran into another huge celebrity. And the huge celebrity allowed some escorts to have sex with his wife, and everybody watched and she watched. What was that? I'm telling you.
She didn't just land in Vegas. She flew on that big rapper's jet with the big rapper and his wife and her girlfriend because her homegirl was friends with them. And then when she got there, they did a bunch of things. But one of the things that stood out was they ended up in a hotel room with a escort that her and Diddy had, done their thing with. And there was a freak off going down allegedly, and she was there. They asked her, "Did she
freak off without Diddy?"
A freak off without Diddy. Diddy went into the freak off. They went to go to a play and things, and then it ended in a freak off for this other rapper and his wife. And wrapping up, but they did make the point that Diddy was not there, and also they asked her, "Did she engage? Did she have sex with the rapper?" Because she mentioned the rapper allegedly wanted to have sex with her. She said no. But then they brought up the fact that she had flashed her nipples to the room, flashed her boobs to the room. And she said that this rapper. I don't know who the rapper is. They're calling him the rapper.
Everything y'all just said pales in comparison to what I heard on Hollywood Unlocked when they said that Diddy was calling one of the girls his crack pipe.
We got that?
That's a crack pipe. Yeah, that was a nickname for it.
Dang. Then we had a great time. Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. That's my new name for you. Alright, should I call you CP?
That's a nigga really called me.
That means you addicted.
You was just saying that's addicted to her. That's what it's been.
You would be addicted to the crack, not the pipe. I don't want to be the drug paraphernalia. I want to be the actual dope. You don't know what he likes to call this crack. Typically, crack pipe just means you like don't get sensation. Having that whole glass in your mouth. That's what that is. Diddy ain't never beaten allegations.
What's around going on? You stop. Who's saying worse?
Yeah, if he looks like a Ciroc boy today.
I look like a Ciroc boy. I am not a Ciroc boy. I can give a girl a nickname to tell her you my glass deep. Damn.
Focus on
Jesus.
Nobody else is offended the way the show name was.
Worry about me. I'm the ass
He did it to keep there for Pookie. All right. He did get my little crack.
She didn't believe that now. You should get like the man's beat.
Oh, she called him Michael Jordan because she was,
When we come back, we got Donkey today. Charlamagne opens up the phone line. We let you do it. 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club.
The most.
There is no room for friends when history's being made. Not when you can go down in the record books as the first Miss Money in the Bank. All right, time for us to clear the way. Already ahead of you. Set hard into the corner. Arm wringer. I'm worried our announce table will soon be in the line of fire here. Who cares about the table? What about us? Kicks right to the midsection. Opponent dropped in the corner. Unloading. And looking at the playing field, the majority of these women love to utilize their submission offense to put opponents away. Tapping someone out won't win this match, but these women should not shy away from using the biggest weapons in their arsenal.
We've heard Becky say she was going to rip arms off tonight. You can't exactly climb a ladder with no arms. Sent straight to the post. Just vicious.
Enough of this. She needs to refocus on the task at hand now. Back in the ring.
Oh, cracking the kendo stick across the head.
Getting carried to a vulnerable position here. In this match, Carmella, Charlotte, and Tamina. And Natalia, of course, a third-generation superstar. Women bred for these kind of moments.
Any of these women will add a significant chapter to her legacy if she can become the first Miss Money in the Bank.
Got the front face lock applied. Nice suplex. She's starting to struggle here.
If this keeps up, climbing that ladder is going to be very difficult.
And once again, she's put on the back foot.
Yeah, Cole, taking this much damage now seriously impacts your speed up the ladder. Fighting desperately to find a way out, and they do. Boom!
Lariat. Charlotte just rubbing it in now.
Vicious boot by Charlotte.
Into the turnbuckle. Down to the mat.
Superstar setting up. Flair delivering the chop. Natural selection.
Natalia's night could have just ended right there. She might not be in any condition to climb a ladder. Money in the Bank briefcase still hanging high. This is what it's all about. The opportunity of a lifetime.
What are you willing to do? How much can you sacrifice to be the first Miss Money in the Bank?
What a clothesline. Pretty much, I'm better than you.
But accurate.
Caught in the elbow. Oh, right on the arm.
Not good.
This is just punishing, disrespectful, and mean. Ooh, brutal impact into the corner.
This is going to the absolute limits.
And at this point, you really have to wonder how much longer she has left in this match.
Nice reversal by Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte driving Tamina, and both tumble to the floor.
Both women crashing down hard. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, the first to her feet, surveying the situation.
Oh, my. Climbing Tamina into the steps.
Well, you are seeing a heightened level of aggression, heightened level of intensity from all these competitors because of the stakes involved.
Guys, where's Charlotte going?
And Flair looking to up the ante now from the top.
Oh, my goodness, taking out everybody.
The Queen rising to the occasion.
What you just saw is why we say Charlotte is genetically superior.
And undeniable athleticism from the Queen.
Stand up here on the desk. That's great. Rick, how you doing, big dog?
I am good.
Oh, Ricky, baby. Well, you said it. You said that. You say that every time. But you heard me see you say, I'm your man, man. You can say it.
Shay, basketball segment.
Listen, he said, Slick Rick is here, my favorite. He's on my line. I'm his favorite. I'm
Yes, sir, than a perfect basketball.
Exactly.
It's a lie.
I am.
So to tell you what it is, he like them GMs, he lying to you.
That's crazy. Oh, man, well, if y'all are unfamiliar, Slick Rick, one of the most bright minds in all of basketball, so a privilege to have him here. Rick, answer this. Tonight, must-win game for Oklahoma City.
No. Wednesday.
Oh, God.
I know. Look, there can be a strong case made for why, yes, this is must win, and that the Oklahoma City Thunder still have the ability
to win this series, right? Because they've been in this situation before. They've been down 2-1 facing another road game against the Denver Nuggets and won game 4 and then won the series. But I would make the case that this is a different situation, that they needed to win game 3 because they needed to send the message that we are the superior team. And the Denver Nuggets series was different. It wasn't Rick Carlisle, who's been to the playoffs 16 times and has already taken an underdog team to a championship. It was David Adelman, who got the job a couple of days before the playoffs started. The Denver Nuggets didn't have a Benedict Mathurin and the bench that the Indiana Pacers have coming off the bench. They had 36-year-old Russell Westbrook, and that was it.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery, so you can get everything you need for out there or in here without having to go anywhere. Order today and get fast, free delivery from the Home Depot.
And so the dynamics here are just different. And I keep getting stuck on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder needed to demonstrate, you know what? We have answers for all of the things that the Indiana Pacers have posed to us. And so far, they have not. And they did that in the Denver series. I don't see them doing it here.
That's incredibly well said. I think they have to win tonight, but I would also agree they should have won game 3. The Thunder are winning 3 games straight versus team. If the Thunder don't win tonight, then we have to start to question, are the Thunder actually a better team at this junction in time? Remember, the Pacers, I believe, have the second best record in all of basketball since January 12th, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not as though the Pacers over the last 5 months of the season aren't one of the best, if not the best teams in basketball. Furthermore, if the Thunder don't win tonight, they got to beat a team 3 times in a row that hasn't lost 2 times in a row since March 10th. If the Thunder don't win tonight, you got to beat a team 3 times in a row that hasn't lost to you at home yet, and you got to find a way to beat them at home. You got to find a way to beat a team in a place you haven't beat a team, but that team has already beat you at your crib. So not only in my mind do the Thunder have to win tonight because you're not coming back from down 3-1. LeBron James is not there. But you got to win tonight because how in the world are you going to muster up 3 victories? You haven't even had a weird thing happen yet. When you talk to coaches, they always say, can you deal with momentum swings? Can you deal with random events? And can you deal with adversity? A random event, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander catching a cramp and missing a half a quarter. A random event, Chet Holmgren getting elbowed in the face and having to go to the locker room for maybe 6 to 8 minutes of game time. A random event, J-Dub, something happening, and you haven't even had that random event happen in the series just yet. If the Thunder don't win tonight, you better expect that's going to happen at some point in time. You're not coming back from down 3-0.
Well, they gotta win. They better win.
They should have won.
They should have won. All of that. This is a must win. If you go down 3-1, it's over. And you have wasted an opportunity to win a championship, Shay. And who knows if you will get back here. Because we always talk about these dynasties and people getting back here and all that. Well, the dynasties, you got to win the ones that you are supposed to win. You guys are clearly better than this basketball team. And if you lose this game, you're not coming back down 3-1. And you have lost a chance at a championship. And we all know how teams get better and better and better each and every offseason, adding players. Who says you're going to get back to this situation, and who says it's going to be a team that you're clearly better than? It could be a Jason Tatum and JB Boston Celtics team that could have been here healthy. If they go down 3-1 in this must-win, it is over, and they have wasted a chance to win a championship because it is going to be extremely hard to get back. So they better win this game, and they better find a way to win this series because they don't want to lose this opportunity out in this championship.
Burn the ships, James. Burn the ships. We ain't leave unless we win.
That's it.
Look, we not leaving unless we get a ton. Either we win or we stay here.
That's it.
Right? So I'm listen. You go down 3-1, it's a must when it's over. How you coming back from that? LeBron James is 40 and he's not getting no Pacers uniform. Right. So how you gonna come back? And another thing is, we talk about stats all the time here, more y'all than me. So give me some stats, right? I like to be like y'all sometimes. I'm like, y'all my favorites. The Thunder haven't lost back-to-back games in his playoffs yet. Yeah. So, we're the better team. We've been leading every game this series. We've been leading into the fourth quarter.
So we can have the lead. We can really beat these boys. We have never seen the better player. What are you talking about? Thunder. Yeah. Listen, you want a chance? You got one tonight. I know Slick said the message was Wednesday, but it's Friday. And it's Happy Father's Friday. So you want some Happy Fathers in the building? I better win. Gotta win.
I also think reality might slap them in the face very quickly if you don't win tonight. Because we keep uttering this one thing that might be the biggest lie that's been told on television in the new year. The Thunder are the better team. The Thunder lose tonight. They not the better team. So it was my junior year in college. It's a true story. True story. My first 2 years in college, we only lost 2 games. My first year, we go to the Fiesta Bowl. We play Ohio State, beating Wells. That team, we beat them. My second year, we lose 1 game during the regular season. No, we lose no games in the regular season. Go to the national championship game, we face Alabama, Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, all them. So by my 3rd year in college, I don't know how to lose. All we do in Texas is win at the time. So we come out, we start out 3-1. We're like, okay, 1 loss, you can still go to a national championship. That's not a big deal. After about 4 games, we got 2 losses. 2 losses, you can still find a way to go to a national championship. We just need Ohio State to lose here, Alabama lose there. We get 3 losses. It's over. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to go to a national championship game, but, you know, we can still win the Big 12. We get 4 losses. We can still win the Big 12 with Oklahoma loses here, Nebraska loses. We get 5 losses. Okay, we got to make sure we can make a bowl game. We got to make sure we can we get 6 losses. Okay, it's fine, though. We get 6 we get that 7th loss. We start looking. There is a new rule that suggests that we make a bowl game with 7 losses if enough teams are academically ineligible. I say all that to say, eventually the truth is going to hit you. The truth is going to hit you. We keep saying, okay, down 0-1, the Thunder is a better team. Okay, it's 1-1, Thunder is a better team. Down 2-1, the Thunder is a better team. Down 3-1, eventually. The truth just happened.
Bro, you come all the way over here just to hit me when I'm already fighting somebody else. Dumbass. That shit makes me mad.
That truth is going to slap all of us in the face.
So here's the reality. And I know we're slow to admit it because it's really hard to juxtapose what the Oklahoma City Thunder have done to this point, what they did to the regular season. And then you look over at the Indiana Pacers and you're like, these are stuff. Like, what are we talking about? Like, my man Shady's point. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I used to Oklahoma City Thunder. We have to accept the reality of what the Indiana Pacers showed us because they are simply a different team and a different championship caliber team than we've seen before. They are built on their depth. And CJ McConnell, like, look at those days where, like, what's the deal, right?
I already hit Carmelo with the bullshit already.
You get everything you need for out there or in here without having to go anywhere. Order today, fast, free delivery from the Home Depot.
But these boys
are bitch Natalia again. I'm on her.
The Oklahoma City Thunder like I'm now looking at the Oklahoma City
so bad, bitch. Nobody want to fuck with you
in a different frame.
Stupid ass.
And frame is that? Hold on, I can't skate past that. What frame are you looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder now?
They are a really good team, a really young team that still has some growth and lessons to learn. And they are learning them right now. Mark Dagnall at the head of the list. Rick Carlisle has presented challenges and changes in this series that Mark Dagnall, looking at his roster, what are his answers? What are his answers? What are you going to get out of your? Who are you looking to take some of the burden off of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, your big 3? Because what I saw was guys that were exhausted by the 4th quarter. And JD has said, yes, Oklahoma City has demonstrated that they are the better team through 3 quarters every single game, right? And the Indiana Pacers have demonstrated that we are the better team in the 4th quarter every single game. And if you're so that what it tells the Oklahoma City Thunder is no matter how this game goes through the first 3 quarters, we have an answer for the Indiana Pacers. And to this point, they have not. And with this game being at home and the way the role players play, man, I have a hard time seeing that the Pacers have not made a statement that the Oklahoma City Thunder don't have an answer.
Great point. As you were talking, I was doing a lot of you said a lot of things. And let me just say, as you saw that, I wrote it down, I was reading it. It sounds like to me
from when you talking to me writing that you think
God, why are you even messing with her? I'm focused on somebody else.
I said that confident.
I didn't see the Indiana Pacers losing another home game. I don't see them losing tonight. And I could see Oklahoma City Thunder putting up a fight and getting game 5.
To a week in advance, you are almost certain to become the next SmackDown Women's Champion if you grab. The contract tonight.
She's making her way to the top turnbuckle. From the top.
Is that if Indiana wins tonight,
Get her ass down.
would be the most important. And
Don't worry about me, bitch.
Damn. We're gonna get that done.
You motherfucking hoes are dumb as hell. Making me mad as shit.
Can we do a mission?
Did you try to hang me? One of the bush checks.
Let's have this thing first. I'm not sure if I understand. I'm John Q. Public. If I had to go to Matt and say, hey, look, about that dinner, yeah, we lost that. And it's Father's Day on Sunday, so I ain't bringing that home.
That dinner is confident. That's that's there.
Yes.
So you want your dinner first. Eat good, live good, drink good. You know, have a great time. But I'm saying, oh, there he is. And many conversations. It's like you should have waited to see his appetite.
Hey, just to be clear, homie, not homies.
You don't need my bed yet. My bed.
That's phenomenal. Let me get back to this quickly, Slick, because again, you've been watching this series before it ever happened. You played it out in your head before it happened. So when you change your opinion, that says something different. You knew how weak the Pacers bench was before the series started.
Nah, man, I don't want everybody to start dick riding the Pacers now, bro. Y'all should have been on the train when it started. These niggas got my Knicks out. I was immediately like, okay, yeah, these niggas is
how
it.
dependent the Oklahoma City Thunder bench and subs
And then to be honest, I like Tyrese Halliburton, and I like Pascal.
Independent.
And
if you ask me who I want,
these niggas made the conference finals last year. And they was whooping everybody's ass, even though niggas was getting injured.
But Alex Caruso gets his off of SGA and Jalen Williams. What Rick Carlisle has done is said, we are going to make those guys for 48 minutes. We are going to grind Jalen Williams and SGA. And if they get there straight, they're going to press them 94 feet. I'm going to play.
Can I do my objectives without you dumb bitches touching me, man?
9 guys. Nobody does that at this stage. You go with your first 7 and you make a decision. That's essentially what Mark Dagnall has done, right? And you just can't change that recipe.
Oh, that's no reason.
Once you've gotten here. And Rick Carlisle has done this all year long. So when I see constantly an OKC team that no matter how well they play, and SCA has played well, I can't take anything away from them, and you get to the fourth quarter, and now they can't close the deal, either because they don't have the experience of closing the deal in close games, or because you just wore them out. And meanwhile, Benedict Mathurin doesn't play in the first quarter.
Somebody get her! Oh my!
And he had speed, he could score. Like, you can look at it and go, this doesn't make any sense. Like, everything that I know about the NBA, and Shady, I appreciate, like, you know your history, right? Well, I've never seen this before. I could say I really haven't either, but I can look at it and go,